How to maximize the power of yoga. It is said that the most fascinating sexual experience is giving in completely to your partner or lover what he or she really wants. Expectations may be high, so one must perform and must do something about it. Through mediation and proper exercises, one can think of the various ways which he can satisfy his lover. When one is focused and concentrated on giving what your lover really wants is an experience which can strengthen your relationship with each other. Moreover, you will receive the satisfaction you had always wanted. There are few exercises which can help you a lot by focusing on your sexual performance. By repeating some mantras and chants together with breathing exercises and proper meditation, one can achieve these benefits. There are also numerous ways to take your foreplay to the highest level. With healing massages and gentle stroking, one can receive a rewarding experience that can stimulate both physical and spiritual and healing in different ways. Reiki or energy channeling healing is practiced before engaging in a sexual activity. This is known to heighten the sexual pleasure in an intercourse. It is an Eastern healing art whereby one partner channels his energy to the other. Through tactile stimulation, healing is achieved and both the physical and spiritual aspect is enhanced. In this manner, both of you can achieve a deeper state of relaxation and meditation, which is very helpful to couples and partnerships. Copyright Wings of Success, page 87 of 87. How to maximize the power of yoga. The most common types of yoga. There are so many different types of yoga today. With this a problematic situation for beginners, it is best to choose a form of yoga that is appropriate for each individual's level of fitness, physical and spiritual goals and health condition. Some of the most common types of yoga are listed below and briefly explained to guide you in choosing the best type of yoga that you can start with. Ayanggar Yoga. These types of yoga are solely focused on the alignment and precise movements. Yoga props such as blocks and straps are usually used as part of this type of yoga for those beginners who are not as flexible as the experts is to compensate for injuries. These yoga props help assist all sorts of people to be able to do the poses comfortably. Because of its attention to details in the flexible modification of poses, these types of yoga is often a good form of exercise for people with back pain or neck pain, as they are likely to benefit from the random alteration to the poses. Practicing these types of yoga will give you a good knowledge on the classics in yoga poses so that whatever other style you practice, you will have the basic fundamentals on how to do each position. In Ayanggar Yoga, the teacher focuses more on alignment and inner awareness. This awareness starts with the body and expands to other parts of the self as one continues with the regularity of practice. Ashtanga Yoga. These types of yoga are commonly called power yoga because it is focused on a powerful flowing movement. Such movements include push-ups and lunges, which deals with strength and stamina. These types of yoga are best for people who have successfully overcome. Copyright Wings of Success, page 88 of 88. How to maximize the power of yoga. Back injuries and are looking for more challenging practice. People who are already athletic such as runners, gymnasts and cyclists who want to add more balance and concentration to their routines are also utilizing these types of yoga. Bikram Yoga. These types of yoga are also known as hot yoga, for this is done in a very warm room. These types of yoga are excellent tools for increasing flexibility because the heat helps tissue to stretch. But keep in mind that these types of yoga are not applicable to those that have developed cardiovascular diseases due to the strain placed on the body when vigorously exercising in the heat. Vini Yoga. These types of yoga links breathe and movement in flowing exercises that are adapted to each individual. These are often a good form of yoga for those with back problems or neck injuries because it can be easily adapted by anyone. Raja Yoga. These types of yoga aims for liberation through meditation. These types of yoga are only for those people who are capable of intense concentration. Bhakti Yoga, commonly known as devotional yoga. These types of yoga focus on self-surrender in the face of the divine. Mantra Yoga, much more known as yoga of potent sound. These types of yoga aims at liberation through the verbal or mental repetition of empowered sounds, such as Om, Hum, or Ram. There are so many yoga institutions to choose from. It is also a good idea that before going into a class, discuss with the teacher first regarding her or her philosophy and beliefs in order to find the most appropriate and personally appealing form of yoga for you. Copyright Wings of Success, page 89 of 89. How to maximize the power of yoga. The physiology of breathing. The purpose of breathing, as everyone knows, is to supply the body with oxygen and cleanse it of carbon dioxide. Cut off the oxygen, retain the poisonous waste gas, and death will follow in a matter of minutes. This is elementary. What is not so clear is that an inadequate supply of oxygen, that is, improper waste disposal, results in half-living. The body functions are slowed, the tissues fail to renew themselves. Yet this unsatisfactory state of affairs is so common that we actually take it for granted. In fact, leading chest specialists say that the average person today utilizes only about 1/8 of his lung capacity, a capacity which was right for him back in the days when he lived in caves and spent all his waking hours actively engaged in the business of surviving. Even when we are not living at par, the heart does a prodigious job. Every hour it pumps some 800 quarts of blood through the lungs, which, in turn, eliminates some 30 quarts of carbon acid during that time. The heart beats 100,000 times a day, which means it generates enough energy to lift a weight of 130 tons a foot high. It pumps enough blood in a lifetime to float the largest ocean liner. Imagine what power our heart might have, what energy it could generate, if only its supply of oxygen were increased 8 times. As the freshly oxygenated blood travels from the lungs to the heart and is pumped on, via arteries and blood vessels, via tiny capillaries, it reaches every cell in our organism. It makes possible the utilization of our food intake for the body's various needs, rebuilding tissues, supplying energy. It stimulates the functioning of the endocrine glands so that their secretions may be better absorbed.